And we're back. Back for another day. Another day we're talking transfers. Another day we're gonna be talking football. Today we're gonna be talking about Benjamin Sesko and his possible move to Man United. We're also gonna be talking about Margui's loan and Tottenham wants Paulinho. Hey, Carvalho. Let's get into it, man. Starting off with this right here. RB Leipzig's asking price for Benjamin Sesko, excuse me, sorry about that. 75 million euros guaranteed plus auto add-ons and percentage of future sales. Fee expectations communicated to suitors for the 22-year-old striker. So, yeah. Newcastle United and Manchester United are both pursuing, but with no agreements yet with Leipzig or Slovenian forward. So they haven't even agreed personal terms with Sesko yet. Neither of them, or have they gotten moving price. In my opinion, Sesko. I've seen a graph, right, and I'll see if I could pull it up for the edit. And there's graphs of where Benjamin Sesko's best tactical fit is in Europe according to his mannerisms and what he likes to do in the game. So that it's based on his player profile and his habits, in-game habits, right? And it says based on what he likes to do and his strengths, his in-game habits, what he's how he's gonna play most likely going off of instinct. His tactical fit is really good with Newcastle United. But for Manchester United, it doesn't look that good. And it doesn't make that much sense for me because, in my opinion, Sesko is not that much off from Victor Gyökeres's profile. So maybe that was a badly updated graph. But if that's true, then I don't think that this is a smart move for United. I do not think so. If that graph is updated and it's still based off of Ruben Amorim's system, then what it's saying is that if Sesko moves to United, he's gonna have a really hard time adjusting to the system and specifically the play styles of the team. So I think, and the funny thing is, it says that Newcastle is damn near one of the best fits for him in the whole of Europe. So it, based off of his career, it's an obvious no-brainer where he should be going right now in terms of tactical fit. You should be pushing to be the next guy at Newcastle because you're gonna be a star guy, loads of chances. You're gonna be brought in for a big price, so they're gonna start you regardless if you play bad or not. And you're gonna have a I'm not gonna say it's gonna be easy adjusting to the Premier League for Sesko, but it's gonna be way easier adjusting in a club that knows their identity, Newcastle, has a plan for the future, Newcastle, and going forward, you know that outside of the club, you don't have to worry about any drama with the media, all that extra stuff that comes with United, right? That normally comes to United even when they're at their peak, right? The media, the eyes on United, it being one of the biggest clubs in the world, arguably up there with Liverpool for their Liverpool and United are competing for biggest club in London. Not that's at London, England. Literally every year they're like, well, not every year, but because United are shit now. But back in the good old days, every year it felt like they were competing. But yeah. So in terms of what you want to be doing, Šeško, I believe you should go to Newcastle. Where do you guys think Šeško should go? Do you believe Šeško should go to Newcastle, or do you think he should do the Maverick move? One of the biggest clubs in the world. At 22, same age as Holgen, Rasmus. Let me know. Manchester United fans, Newcastle fans. Newcastle's been having a pretty tough transfer market, but like I said in the past video, when I was speaking on Newcastle, speaking on the whole Isak situation, Newcastle, you're just gonna have to overpay, like what City did when they were first trying to make that move back into the top five teams, the top six or top five teams in England. They overplayed for most of the big stars they wanted to come, and after they got that performance of being in Europe consistently and competing for the league consistently, then after a couple of years they stopped. They didn't need to do that. They didn't have to do that. So it's all up to Newcastle. But Newcastle have said before they don't want to copy Manchester City. They're going about this takeover. That's like, specifically, the Saudi internationals that own Newcastle. They said they want to go about this um build, or because you can't even call it a rebuild of Newcastle, this build into a bigger club. They want to go about it a different way. So, fair enough to Newcastle, but hey, I'm just putting the solutions out there. All right. Next, exclusive. Sunderland agreed to deal to sign Mark Gui on loan from Chelsea. Here we go. Bomba.
If you're enjoying the video and you want to check out the live, the best place to check out the lives is the Twitter community and the Discord. I suggest you join both, and I suggest you join both my Twitch and my Kick. Join my Twitch and my Kick. You can also get notifications when I'm going live on from both of these channels, because I normally multi-stream. So make sure you follow the Twitch, make sure you join the communities, and let's get back to the video.
But yeah, no, seriously, yeah, this is a great move in my opinion. Now, I don't really know too much about Southampton's team's play style in terms of do they play like Chelsea? Because let's say Mark Gui, he goes out there, he gets the time, and he eventually finds his footing and starts to bag him, starts to give us starting performances and starting numbers, right? We want when he comes back into our team, he's adjusted. He can play the style of football we want to play. I don't, you know what I mean? But that's hard to ask for because it's Southampton. Most likely they're going to be doing a bunch of low blocks all season and counter attacking football. So we're gonna see what happens, man. We're gonna see what happens. But I do think this is a great move for Mark Gui. Mark Gui, in terms of his play style, I watched him play a couple times last season, preseason, as well as I watched him play some matches in the Conference League. Um, I would say he just comes off as an engine for me. I think he still has to go and develop some more strengths as a striker because in terms of his ball striking, I don't really see anything that impresses me right now. But he's young, bro. Like Mark Gui could go right now, and you gotta remember he came through La Masia, right? He came through the La Masia, and he did get a first team call up for Barcelona. So let's not sleep on bro. Let's not sleep on bro. His technical ceiling is up there, of course. You know what? That's what you're gonna expect. But the ball striking, man, I want to see him add some longer range shots to his game, as well as different type of finishes to his game. He definitely has some good finishings in there, but you're a Barcelona striker, man. I have high expectations from you, bro. You come from La Masia, bro. I'm sorry, but I have high expectations for a Barcelona made striker. I'm sorry. Same way I would have a lot of high expectations for Jorel Hato when he comes here from Ajax. That's a academy player. I'm gonna have high expectations. Same way we have high expectations for Tyreek George because he comes from Cobham. He got a call up. If you're good enough to get a call up, you're good enough to bag. So, hey man, Mark Gui. That's my opinions on that move. What do you guys think Mark Gui is gonna get in terms of goals for his first season? Do you think he's gonna really stand out? Do you think he's not gonna stand out? Do you think it's more gonna be an under the radar season where there are some good performances, but he still needs some more time. I think most likely that's a route. I think he's gonna give us a pretty decent season in terms of growth, and a good season in terms of growth. But in terms of what we want, we're probably gonna have to send him on one more loan to see. And if that loan, and that's probably gonna be the final, the end all be all, you know. If he does good, he comes back to the Chelsea. If he doesn't, flip for the prof. You know what I mean? Big business is happening over here, man. Guys, do you think Gui is gonna have a successful loan? I do. If you don't, why? If you do, why? Let me know in the comments. And also let me know where you think Sunderland is gonna. Not Sunderland. Is it Sunderland or Southampton? I'm pretty sure it's Southampton. No way, my Sunderland. Jesus. Hey, bro, they're both red and white. Chill on me. But yeah, what do you guys think Sunderland's gonna finish next season as well? I think they might get relegated, unfortunately. But let's go over to the final piece of news for this video. Tottenham have agreed personal terms with João Palhinha and are in advanced talks with Bayern. Initial loan for Palhinha, and understand the agreement will also include buy option clause, not mandatory. Spurs will cover his salary at final deal. Full cover salary, final deal at final stages. Jesus, bread, guys. I'm tired. Okay, don't get too hard on me. But a loan for Palhinha. This is big business, man. This is good business. This is smart because he's a baller, and there's like a high chance and a high probability that he can definitely find his game back in the Prem again. You know, this is where he kind of like broke out in a sense. So listen, when it comes to Palhinha, I think this is good. This is a good deal from Spurs. If he ends up doing great, you just buy him, keep him on the squad. You're already handling his salary. You know, might as well. And if it's not, kick him out, hit the road, Jack. I mean, you guys are in the Premier League. I mean, that's not the Premier League. You guys are in the Champions League this season. So I believe Tottenham's gonna need as much depth as possible when it comes to, you know, just rotation, being able to rotate the players and not have any players get too fatigued, just in case. You never know. Now with Tottenham, I'm not gonna lie, bro. How Tottenham's been moving this season, I wouldn't rule Tottenham out of having a far run into the champs. I wouldn't. This year has been so unpredictable in football. I wouldn't. But is it really likely? Very highly likely? No. But dark horse vibes, dark horse energy coming from Tottenham? Yes. Especially with Kudos doing a mad thing. So, yeah, where I think Tottenham's going to finish this season, especially with this João Palhinha addition, I think it's going to be top 6. Top 6, top 5. It's going to be kind of hard for me to say, especially with United looking to make another Champions League run. That's going to be super difficult for them, but we're going to see what happens. One game a week, right? One game a week. So we're going to see how this goes, man. We're going to see how this goes. I definitely do believe that we shouldn't sleep on Tottenham this year. No. Especially when you got Thomas Frank now. I watched that game. I watched some of the highlights of that Arsenal game. Nah. Tottenham could have scored more goals today on Arsenal. Phase 6 Arsenal, you know. Jeez. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about all these rules in the comments. As always, Spurs fans, how far you think you're going in the Champions League this season? How much faith do you have in Thomas the Frank engine? Let me know. Comment, subscribe. Don't forget to follow me on X. Jaco Jordan on all socials. X, Instagram. And I'm going to see you guys later. Have a great day. Make sure you like the video and share it with your friends. Thank you.